All right, here we go again. They're burning the power in your systems and by turning it into anti-power. They're still blocking me from my move. Like you're using all the power of the Republican Party, of the LDS Church, of the United States Army, wherever their position is, that you've entrusted them. Now they're cursing me from those positions. They hide behind cloaking devices and apps that they get from CIA or some other private investigator or Israel or even Russia. I'm just telling you, you're burning your power trying to kill my life. But God got you. So all you had to do was let me live a simple life. You're not here for any constructive purpose. None of you. You're all full of shit. You know I investigated you. You know I caught you sexualizing me and others. I caught you chasing away girlfriends. You said it was good for man to be alone. People in the church, isolate that man. That means you're saying it is good for that man to be alone. You go against God daily. Then call yourselves holy.
100%.
The only reason I'm not married, the only reason I'm not an evangelist, the only reason that I don't have a house of my own is because of you and the devils that paid you.
100%.
Meanwhile, the real pedophiles, the real criminals are living large. It doesn't make me a pedophile as a criminal investigator to realize what the hell you're all doing. The bullshit psychology that you're peddling will cause you to be in the worst hells that have ever been experienced by any devil creation that has ever been on this planet, such as yourselves. I still can't get to pack my bins because you're using so much of your anti-power. Right. That was weird. It's never going to be the same on that phone. Because I saw Charlie Kirk's spirit. And then I was like, well, what's going on with Charlie Kirk? And I typed Charlie Kirk in my phone, the sound, I don't know if you heard it, but it's got the keyboard sound. And then it said Charlie Kirk dead. Right. I saw him, he was here. I'm that big. Right. Your planet wants to say that I'm small, and a nobody, we doesn't have anything, laugh at it! You'll see laugh at him in hell. I won't be there, that's for sure. Decades of isolation. It is good for him to be alone! Isolate him! The devils. Oh, but we saved somebody once. We're wonderful. Cops will tell you if they were free to speak, the people that get those big jobs, that come into your churches and fill you full of shit and psychological operation are nobody. The real people that are supposed to have those jobs are lucky to retire alive. Most of them are sexual. They have sex with a bunch of bosses. And they're made for life. But they're the best of the best because why? Because they'll lie and lie and lie. Agreed. They're the people who protected Epstein. That's why the reason Epstein wasn't charged any more than that is because the deep state operated the prosecutors, the judges, and everybody. They just want to get rid of the case. Right. They go to the LDS church. And they're they're being isolated from people they're supposed to be with. They're bringing kids around them, trying to turn them on around kids. I know the scam. I haven't been into anybody's house in a long time, especially a Christian house. So he sent me an invitation. I'm thinking of going. God says, don't go. It's a setup. It doesn't mean I'm going to do anything. He's afraid he's going to commit a crime. He can't control himself. I think it's you that can't control yourself, Mr. and Miss Projectionist. Succubi and incubi. Devil worshippers. What they do is they take the adults away from you and then bring the kids around you and then write up reports that you're around kids all day. That's the scam. But they also touch you sexually, trying to get you turned on to kids. The old schizo tingo. Disgusting filth. Promising cops. First off, the cop thinks they're going to get a date. They have the hottest women in the world to come in. It's just like O'Keefe. I told you years ago, O'Keefe was a piece of shit. I told you he's deep state. 100%. So these FBI women are no different. They're part of the same bullshit. They come in, you might have and who knows, your cops may have been isolated for 6 months to 10 years just so they could come in and play that game. Right. That operation on what is it, the Justice Department, I guarantee that guy had stuff done to his life over the last so many years so Keith could walk in and do that when he was in position, when that guy had a position they wanted to manipulate or get information from. Right. No, if you look, it makes no sense, right? Look at it. Why did he say that? How did that happen? Spycraft. You won't protect your employees. You won't protect me. That's how that's happening. Right. Thank you, Rich. Now, there's probably, who knows, could be 10 operators over 5 years preparing him to be broken like that. And you know why? $1 million isn't enough. 10 million's not enough for them. They're sick. Got the Qatarians, because they set that shit up too. They got operators in this country that they pay. Go get that person. Go get that person. And even if they don't even control it, because all they do is empower them. And if they want to go after this person or that person, they do it. Women whimsy. Meanwhile, the pedophiles are living large, partying. With the cocaine and fentanyl that the sheriff of Johnson County is peddling with his buddy. So they probably already called to Pennsylvania. Hey, he's fleeing our investigation. This is what we need you to do. Oh, don't let him with women. It is good for him to be alone. And you think God's just going to laugh at that? Because you're a cop. Everybody knows Jesus loves cops. Bullshit. It's one of the most difficult jobs in the world to actually stay the course and get to heaven. It really is. Jesus was against the physical law system. Why? Because he knew you could heal it. And he knows you're effing people and screwing their heads up and putting witchcraft and will out there to cause them to fall. That's the New Testament. The stuff you're all teaching is BS. It's all healable, but you all curse it so it won't be healed. And call it good and laugh at the money that you have and nobody else has, because you're all so pure and wonderful. Maybe, I hope Charlie Kirk didn't die in vain. It's all because of the deep state shit the Republicans are doing, the LDS is doing, and all that crap. It has nothing to do with anything else. Right. In fact, the guy that shot him was probably whacked in the head by the operators. Right.
I agree there.
Maybe even the Republican operators knocking off somebody who was taking their position that they wanted. Right.
Agreed, Mary.
Disgusting filth. I know what it is. It happened to me in other churches, and it's not because I'm this great-looking guy. But one church, my wife was next to me, and my family. And because I didn't linger like I did in this church, they picked the organist. Because you look at the preacher, the next person next to is the organist. Or the person next to the preacher is the organist. Right. I thought it was weird. I thought maybe because I was a deputy U.S. Marshal criminal investigator, I was making a lot of money, and she was a weak moment where she kept looking at me and trying to turn me on because she wanted out of a poor marriage and wanted to be wealthier. Right.
Agreed, Larry.
But after years, I figured out it was a setup. Church after church after church took the money.
Thanks, Larry.
They got paid, or will be paid. They wouldn't do it for free. Right. I'll be a billionaire paying them. Thanks, Larry.
I agree, Larry.
We agree. I'm an oracle, so that's an oracle. I don't walk around outside doing that when I talk to people. Oh no, only Ellison's an oracle. Ellison renounces all rights to being an oracle. It's just the name of his company. But see, that's the scam. Right. I'm an oracle. I'm an oracle of God. Thank you, Larry. Well, you all failed. You killed Joseph Smith in that church. You'd sexualize Joseph Smith if he walked in your church, because those billionaires would pay millions to sexualize Joseph Smith if they saw him like they saw me. Right. You know what seesaw means? Right.
Jesus Christ.
I had no idea why all the LDS stuff came up in 2005. And now I know Joseph Smith was there. Right. And what's the other guy's name?
What's that guy's name?
Brigham Young. Right. Maybe because eventually I was going to be here trying to fix your church. Didn't realize it was this big.
Let me get some water, mineral water. Trying to cook some noodles. Because I have to use some faucet water. Here we go into the multifaceted narcotic world of tap water.
Well, your power is being used to kill me. And you don't have protection right now. Right. Well, I don't know. Did my curse hit Charlie Kirk? Is he part of it? Don't give me a sob story that my curse killed Charlie Kirk if he's part of the deep state. That's the only way it would happen. Right. 100%. Or actually a part of the deep state that touched me. Right. If he's not involved in it, then it doesn't affect you. I've told you that for years. And you know that. But if he's involved, I can give a shit less. That's the way the chips fall. Right? Right? Gosh darn devil's trying to make me feel guilty, huh? Amazing. Oh, but we go to church, you know.
Thank you, Larry.
Look, here's the point. Let's say I'm crazy and it didn't happen, which I knew it happened. The way my curses work, it doesn't go anywhere then. It never happened, right?
Right.
The problem is you know it happened, all of you.
Agreed.
One church, when I was married at Fort Riley, Kansas, nothing like that I know of happened. Right. In like 1992 or something. After that, next church was like 1996 or something like that, or 1995. Sexualization. I'm thinking it's just a weird world, but that's what they're doing. What they're doing is they're trying to brainwash the victim into believing that everything is sexual. So you should be sexual. Right. They go to church, everybody's sexual, but they're not. They're just baiting you. Right. But it's not just bait to see if I would hit on them. It sexualizes me. Right. And that's what you're doing in your churches, no matter what you call it.
100%, Larry.
No, she wasn't interested. I'm sure of that. Couldn't be sure before, but I'm sure now. Right. With the other people, because I was younger. Right. The lunatics, all of you. CIA, FBI, misexploited children. Tons of lunatics. Why do I know it's them? Because they want me to know it's them. How many times do I have to tell you that?
100%.
Why would they do that? Because I'm not an approved investigator that will lie. That's why. And they tried to kill John. And they tried to kill me at the same time. Which makes me a double trouble for them. Right. Because I know what they did to John. Luna. Right. He wasn't approved either. That's why they killed him. He was in sex investigations, and they don't believe they could manipulate him to lie. At least I think that's what it was, because that's what it was with me. I wasn't in sex investigation, but I was beginning to work it. And when an FBI sex investigator, Jonathan Moon, turned out to be Jonathan Mooner's main squeeze, but he's cheating on his wife with, been better if she'd been with me, right? She wouldn't have been cheating on anybody. But when she showed interest, I was like, great, double whammy here. Nice looking woman, I'm a nice looking man. Fit woman, I'm fit. Right. And she's a sex investigator. Maybe I can tell her about what I see. Maybe I can trust her. Thank you much. She'd have been, if I was with her, she'd have been real famous, not like deep state bullshit famous. Right. Right. Thank you much. But that, I think somebody wanted her. And they killed John, and they killed me also because of all that. Right. Got no idea where her life went, but if she's with a man, he might be a murderer. If she's with a woman, he might be a murderer. Right. Oh. Thank you, Larry. I think I was the other one. I was investigating the Luna case. Oh, hi, how you doing? What's up? Oh, you do Luna case? Run, it's Larry, get away from him. They used to run away when they see me coming. The investigators. Now we all want to know what's going on. These gave me some information. Hughes had some inside. Right. I gave him some. I forget what. Well, again, they were trying to kill all of us. It seemed like, right? Judges were acting weird. We were under a deep state attack at the courthouse when John died. I think part of it was the techies trying to take over law enforcement and the court system. Right. Well, part of it is this intuition, and of course it's Hashem, not me, but I was still asleep. So Judge Motz's wife reached out, and he goes outside with her, and I'm watching everybody's response to this thing, the emotion. So I'm like, okay, so they're all stressed out, so they're getting this thing, whatever this is attacking them also, and now it just got Diana Motz. And her husband is drawing closer to her, and she's drawing closer to him because they're both under attack. Right. Well, part of it was the Microsoft case. Right. They're trying to own the courthouses where the Microsoft case existed. Now, I can't tell you it was Ellison. Ellison inside, and I don't know if it's real, says it's the investigator. Now I don't know what it is, but before, a long time ago, they said it was the investigators were corrupt. They're not deep state. They're just people they use are deep state. Right. That's an insight. I didn't like somebody. I haven't physically spoken with anybody, actually. They destroyed my health, my life, my ability to have social interaction. Curse them and curse their families. Believe me, they're going straight to hell. I am really an angel of the Most High God. And this is how you treat me? I'll do my little time here on your hellish planet, but guess what? It'll be nothing compared to what you all experience. In real hell, not your little fake hell here. Well, if you're ignorant and don't know that you're an angel and may not be an angel, has nothing to do with my awareness and my awakening. Right. I mean, Hashem puts it in the Zohar, and they still screwed up. I'm in the Zohar. I'm the angel that gets in the body and arrives on the scene. Right. But you are already sold out to the luminaries. So then it's the whole planet. It will completely be destroyed at a certain point. We just won't go after that small group of luminaries that we were going to free you from. We'll destroy the entire planet, and you'll all be moved up to hell. How about that? If Putin wants to push the button, that'll be great. We'll end it now. I mean, people die all the time. Senator Ernst was telling you that. Right. It's a shame, but if we end the planet, guess what? If this planet has no life on it, guess what happens? Nobody dies. Pretty good, isn't it? Good way to fix it. Nobody gets tortured by techies and fucking cops and dirty spies and narcotics distributors and sex traffickers who all work together and laugh at everybody else that doesn't have money because they're suckers. Right. Democrats and Republicans included. Don't try to make that some bullshit political argument.
We agree. I agree with you, Larry.
Everybody that did this to me made millions in life. Before they did this to me, they were nobody. Right. No, I got. I'm gonna try to get this stuff out of here. The lid's got something in it. I don't even know how to do this. Try to get that thing on a pressure cooker where it's supposed to seal has got some rice in it. I have to just turn this off, I guess. So this is how the deep state works. Like, I don't have any work, but Charlie Kirk has a lot of work. But really, he's causing violence himself by what he says. Right. So the fact that I cursed the deep state and he got killed makes me the bad guy. The fact that I lost everything, including living 35, 40 years of torturous life, did nothing, right? Thank you much. Again, if it's not happening and if it's not connected to me causing something, then it doesn't touch you. That's like, I know Qatar was involved. I know he's probably involved. Now, he was here, and he said he agrees with me at a certain point. Right. Well, I was sitting there talking the previous broadcast, and then his face came up, and my voice shifted, and it seemed kind of close to his voice. And then I said, well, Charlie Kirk's some spirits here. What's going on with him? Right. Thank you. Well, the fact is, if Charlie Kirk is part of the deep state harming people, the Republican deep state, it exists. Not here to play games. Right. Then he has to go. Because there's children, there's families, there's shootings that's going to go on with other people. There's people that are going to kill their family and kill themselves because the Republican operators screwed their head over. But these operators aren't controlled at all. Not every case is some real case. Even a case where, oh, we're protecting Trump from this or we're protecting that person from discredit over there. Right. It's not real. They're psychos. Pieces of shit. Playing their own games out. Saying they're saving everyone. Now see, that's the key from the other shooter, the trans shooter. I knew that he was operated or she was operated because they wrote there for the children. That's one of the scams that the deep state uses. Right. We're doing it for the children. So he, in his head, he didn't understand it, or she didn't understand it. Right. But I did because I can read it. Because they're in his head, we're doing this for the children. But he may not even hear the voice. It may be something subconscious. Right. She may have been waking up, too. It was weird. That was one of the weirdest psychic things I've ever experienced. Something said to me, if that person was having sex with an individual, and it was kind of saying, it doesn't even have to be a relationship, that they had just had an active sexual relationship with another being, the shooting wouldn't have taken place. And I'm like, that's got to be the deep state, or Satan. That's bullshit, you know? And then you find out that she broke up with somebody, but it's something larger. It's not necessarily just the fact, because everybody breaks up every day. And not everybody grabs a rifle and does something. So there's some sort of curse, some sort of spell that's on his or her life, the trans life, that triggered that whole thing. They may have ruled that individual, quite frankly, to be a slut. And when that trans person's not a slut, then their life degrades. That's why they're trans. That's why some are promiscuous, and even other people that aren't trans or promiscuous because of the spells of other people. And that's what's going on in that church. And that's what's going on in the deep state. And that's why this stuff is happening.
100%.
Thank you, sir.
This is the Paul.